Now, as part of our ongoing chats with various people in Irish Agriland, I'm joined by Marie McHugh. Marie, how are you?
I'm good, Matt. Thank you. And yourself?
Great, thanks. Listen, a very, very difficult decision, but I presume you're at least relieved that it's made, that the ploughing is off.
Yeah, I found it personally kind of surreal, Matt, insofar as in the lead up to the cancellation, I was kind of the most assertive about it, really, because the executive and NPA were kind of, look, maybe things will change, and maybe something great will be on the radio this evening or tonight or the news, and it'll change everything. But I didn't. I had no faith in anything happening until the morning we actually cancelled. It just all hit me like a ton of bricks. I just couldn't believe it. It was right back to foot and mouth time again. The reality of it really happening. You can prepare for these things, but when it's actually happening, it's very different.
Listen, when I said the ploughing is cancelled for this year, I don't really mean the ploughing. I mean the event. You're still hoping to hold a championship.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said hoping, Matt, because it's an ongoing discussion with the executive at the minute. We're reviewing again at the end of June and again at the end of July. It is our hope, obviously. If we manage to have the competitions behind closed gates, everything is behind closed doors, we'd be behind closed gates. But obviously, if we got to do that, it would be at least we'd have the satisfaction that we achieved something this year, and there'd be a bit of atmosphere and a bit of excitement around the country, even though it'll be only on things like Facebook Live and people on the social media saying well done or whatever, but it'll be a little bit of a boost for ploughing anyway. So we're hoping, we're kind of a little bit similar to the way the country is being phased. We're kind of have a phased decision process on that.
Yeah, and ultimately, of course, it was all planned to be a run-up to the World Championships.
It was, Matt. We're due. I'm going to say now that we're due to host the World Contest in September of next year, and it's the 90th anniversary of the National Ploughing. We had quite a tough decision at world level on that one, because Russia had to postpone, and it would be, the assumed result of that was that Russia would get hosted next year, and Ireland would push back. So we made a very strong case that, look, it's our 90th anniversary. We applied for it about 15 years ago, and we just said that we really, really want to host it next year. So the executive of the World Association made the decision that they would offer Russia the opportunity to host it in May or June of 21. And that's what they're going to do, host it at the end of June. And then our event will be 3 months later in September. So that at the minute is what we're hoping will happen. I don't want to be negative, but, we still don't know what way things are going to be next year at this point in time. And if there's a knock-on effect in Russia by June, I'm not sure right now I can definitively tell you if that won't have a knock-on effect on ourselves.
Yeah, because a big event, of course, you would have been going for 4 days. Any decision made on venue for next year?
No, everything is kind of back to the drawing board a little bit on that one. We would have thought we were probably within a month to 6 weeks away from a final decision on the venue, but we've had to just literally kind of stop everything and just do a whole review and see what's going to be the most suitable option for the national. People say, wouldn't it be obviously going back to Carlow because that's where you cancelled? But it wouldn't be automatic, because the world requires a lot more in relation to we need a lot more land. And people will say that's fine, get more land, but it's not just that simple. You actually have to have fields that are a minimum of 35 acres per class in the world, and that has to be 35 acres of all similar ground. That everyone has an equal playing field. So for the 2 days competition, you're talking about 4 fields of 35 acres, all level, all equal, and then you need 4 days of practice ground as well for them. So there's a lot to take into account for that.
A huge disappointment, not only amongst the NPA as the organisation, but of course individual ploughmen and women, looking forward, practicing, anticipating.
Yeah, we think, at national level that kind of, we're the people that feel it most, but we're not really, on the ground. People would just, the people ringing the office and just saying, we're so disappointed, the build up every year to the national competition. And, you know, you'll have people that never qualified for a national, or you'll have people that have said, this is it now, this is my final year taking part, that I'm retiring after that, and maybe a junior member of the family taking off. And that feeling is from Cork to Donegal. Literally in the last week, we've had calls from every neck of the woods in the country. And, you know, huge disappointment on that score. And also from exhibitors, Matt, because, you know, really the exhibitors, the impact is massive on them, because business has been so bad this year and the forecast is so bad for them, that they really had been hoping that by September, at least if they could account for having the ploughing, well, they could recoup some of the losses in the year.
Yeah, recount to me, because I've heard the figures, the economic impact of a national ploughing championships.
Yeah, well, our own research, the last time we did research of our own was in 2011. And, you know, the event has grown massively since then. And at that point, the economic impact was proven to be 36 million. Since then, the reported impact in recent years would be in the region of 45 to 50 million at least. So huge that wouldn't only be now for the host county, you know, because when the research is done, was taken into consideration the bus hire in Kerry, or the bus hire in Galway or Cork or whatever, the fuel, the stop-offs on the way, the overnight accommodation mightn't be necessarily in Carlow. Kilkenny would be busy, Kildare would be busy, Wexford, all those periphery counties. So a huge impact for all those sectors. But also at the time of the year when, you know, in a normal year, the tourism season is really finished by the end of September, and the ploughing has always been considered to be a huge boost for that sector.
Yeah, I've often heard it described as a unique opportunity for urban dwellers who more and more rarely get an opportunity to visit the countryside or visit farms or understand agriculture, a unique opportunity to interact.
Yeah, you know, we'd hear great stories, Matt. I was up actually just as the country was starting to close down. I was up at the schools competition where they get the calves to rear for a couple of years, and they come then to the ploughing with the calves, and just to meet the town schools, you know, the urban schools and the kids, and they're saying to me, you know, how much they enjoy coming to the ploughing. And, you know, okay, we all know kids that come to the ploughing and it's just to socialise and have the crack, but some of them just love to come and see things that they've never seen before, you know, and to see animals. And actually we had a school group that emailed us the other day just saying how disappointed they were. And they were just saying that the children used to come from a secondary school and they'd love to see the different breeds, the Galloway, the belted Galloways and things, animals like that they would never see in the West. And everybody having their own unique things. Other people saying things like the horseshoe throwing, or the sheep shearing, or maybe looking at the vintage. Everybody had different things that they'd love to come and see. But the stories from urban cities, and when kids can come out and be at the ploughing and just go out there and get a taste of rural life. And what's sad in a way, but at the same time we're happy that we're able to do it, is some of the schools that would come to the ploughing from urban areas would be from very deprived parts of the cities. And the teachers would bring them on a venture to the ploughing, just that for a day they could forget. Literally just for a day, that they could forget the background they had, they forget the hard times, and the teacher would have made arrangements that they would have lunch packs and everything and get out for a day, forget all their worries and just enjoy it.